Good evening, everyone. I'm Andu Mornay. I am the host of the Positive Brainwashing Podcast. And today I'd like to discuss the first 6 episodes of The Perfect Match Season 3. So, our first couples are AD and Ali. Obviously, you guys know they're pregnant and engaged right now. And I've heard some discourse online that people are not happy that a lot of the couples or this season has just everything has already come out, so it's not very enjoyable because we know most of the information and how things are going to end up with the couples. So what I did see in Ali's behavior is kind of red flaggish to me, is that he had an interest in Justine. So I think my speculation is, and according to Ricky from the Positive Brainwashing Podcast, the speculation is that the producers have edited it to make them to put it to make the show in the favor of AD and Ali. The second couple that I would like to discuss is Lewis and Sandy. I think that they're very toxic. I didn't like how Sandy used AD to bring JR in the house because she claims that they had unfinished business because those three were part of the Ultimatum season 3. Next, let's talk about Rachel and Clayton. They're from ABC's The Bachelor. To be quite honest, I would not like The Bachelor to come back on Perfect Match. I found those two to be boring. They give us nothing. Rachel and Clayton end up matching, and then the next day, Clayton breaks things off with her, and blames his quote unquote intuition. Clayton, really, your intuition, bro? You just wanted to embarrass her for the third time on national TV. And at the end of the episode 5, Clayton ends up going home. How's that karma for you? So here's some context on why on Rachel and Clayton. Both of them were on The Bachelor being filmed. That was filmed in 2022. Rachel had made it to the top 3 along with Gabby and Susie. And fans thought that Rachel would win because they thought that Rachel and Clayton were a good pair. He told all of the women that he loved them, but he slept with Gabby and Rachel in the fantasy suites. This caused Susie to leave the house. Then he convinced Gabby and Rachel to stay, but then ultimately he ended up breaking things off with Rachel for the first time, convinces them to stay, and then he leaves to go pursue Susie. So breaks up with her on television for a second time, and then the third time on The Perfect Match. Shortly after that, Rachel and Gabby became the new bachelorettes, but obviously it didn't work out for them because Rachel's on The Perfect Match, and I don't know what happened to Gabby. Shout out to Justine on TikTok for all that info. Now back to the couples. Let's talk about Lucy and Daniel. Lucy's a very pretty girl. Daniel is also another red flag. He made her cry for two different occasions. Daniel was mad at Lucy because he didn't recognize him in the blindfold challenge because of the beard. In the blindfold kissing challenge, because of the beard. She thought that it was Ali. And yes, Ali has a beard, but Daniel has more like of a goatee, and he didn't recognize who it was. All right. Let's get into then Madison and Cody ended up matching on the first night, but Madison said Cody needed a tongue scraper and some mouthwash. Clearly she wasn't feeling Cody. Ultimately, Madison ended up matching with Freddie, and they stayed together for a while. And then until Freddie was sent on a date, and I think Freddie and Ali were sent on dates and stuff like that, and the couples were tested. And for that time, Madison recently, she had a date with 2 guys, Ray and Jalen, and she ended up choosing Jalen. So I don't know if she'll get back together with Freddie. So we'll see what happened with that. Ultimately, Rachel ended up matching with Scott, who Scott I think is another red flag. He literally said on the show that he didn't like her, really, that maybe his feelings will grow for her. It's given he's there for the airtime. He's there because he just wants to be on TV. Maybe he's just there for the airtime. I don't think he's genuinely interested in her or wanting to grow the interest. So Scott, I'd like to see his ass go home as well. I remember. Let's talk about real quick. I did not put her on my list, but let's talk about Juliet's bitch ass from Siesta Key. Yeah, I said what I said. I ain't like her on Siesta Key. She's very toxic. She likes to rile up the guys. She just likes toxicity. And sad to say, from the preview that I've seen, I think she's making a comeback on the next batch of episodes coming out on Friday. Guys, don't forget to tune in August 8th on Netflix for episode 6, 7, and 9, and then August 15th for the final episode 10. I'd like to credit the Reality Receipts podcast. So here are some perfect match spoilers. You guys already know that AD and Ali are engaged and they are now expecting a baby girl. AD said on her podcast on What's the Reality podcast, with the episode with Alexa and Brennan, she had asked Alexa and Brennan for advice for girl dads. So she spilled the beans. They are expecting a girl. The other tea that you guys should know about is that AD and Ali don't win the season, but they do end up together. That's what we know about. Hannah, season 3 participant, is now pregnant. We do not know the identity of her baby's father, but apparently her scenes were cut out of the show. Allegedly, I heard that she was kicked out of the show because she was already in a relationship, and now she's pregnant. And like I said, we don't know the identity of her baby father. Apparently, another some other tea you guys should know about is that the OGs made a pact. I think it began last season. To not allow the newbies to stay for long. Remember I told you that JR had come into the house? JR spent one night there because he had the date with AD. They did have some chemistry, but everything seemed surface and physical. And then he ended up leaving the house that night because Sandy didn't want to match with him. Sandy ultimately stuck by Louis' side. And the last piece of tea is that Louis is now currently dating Huda from season 7 of Love is Blind, the most polarizing character. They're both basically reality TV dating show villains, so they deserve each other. Lewis allegedly had a baby born in January while he was filming The Perfect Match. The last piece of tea that I have for you guys is that Lewis is a chronic reality dating show participant. So he's been on season 5 and 6 of Too Hot to Handle. He's been on, I believe, Battle Camp. He's now on Perfect Match season 3, and now he's going on another dating show. I totally forgot to look up the name for you guys, but he has another dating show coming out soon while he's in a relationship with the Huda, and he has a baby. But we don't know about the mother of the baby. We know the baby was allegedly born in January, and that the baby was born while he was filming The Perfect Match. I hope you guys are going to continue watching with me. Don't forget to tune in on Netflix August 15th for episode 6, 7, and 9. And August 8th, sorry, that's this coming Friday. For episode 6, 7, and 7, 8, and 9. And then August 15th for the final 10th episode of Perfect Match season 3. Weigh in the comments and let me know what you think about this season. And I'll see you guys next week. Okay, toodles.